I took part in a program called Eyes Wide Open, which is a group program where you get together with other survivors. Don't like the term victim, um, and you get the chance to talk with other people who absolutely get what you've been through. Um, when I try to explain what I've been through to friends and family, they do understand and they support, but to actually have that complete understanding is just so validating. Um, for instance, like my husband would make negative kind of snidey remarks, and that in itself possibly happens to other people. But I one day counted 140 of these, and they absolutely understood that when I said he makes negative snidey remarks, that wasn't just once or twice in a day, but it was hundreds of times in a day, and what impact that has on me. People just get that without you having to explain. Um, and it was an opportunity to share my story and share my experiences. I'm lucky in that I did have a support network when I left, but this recovery is all consuming. It's all you can think about, and and you need to talk about it so much that you almost feel like you're becoming a burden to family and friends. And just that opportunity to share with people where you know you're not being a burden to anybody. You can just offload what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and that those people are just there to listen and to support is really, really useful, I found. Also, that feeling that I got of not being the only one, and people understanding how serious this was and what the impact was. I got a lot of understanding from the course of what had happened to me, and the impact that it had had. Understanding of things like the trauma bond, and that's actually real, and validation for why I was feeling so bad. Even though I'd left the relationship, I was actually feeling worse. And understanding of why that's happening can then help you to sort of think about getting yourself out of that place. The fact that you're with other people who've had similar experiences is incredibly important, because there's nothing like another person who knows what you've been through challenging your thoughts, um, to make you really, really sit up and take notice. And you do that for them as well, and you grow in confidence as you're doing that. Um, and because you can often see what's wrong with another person's thought patterns, and then you can turn that inwards and look at your own thought patterns and think, actually, I'm thinking similarly. Why am I doing that? And you question yourself. um so I walked into the course scared, withdrawn, very negative, feeling very hopeless, very helpless. I was in a difficult situation, still am in that difficult situation, where I'm paying the mortgage, and my ex-husband is living in the house, and I felt absolutely hopeless about that, because I can't afford anywhere to live by myself. I came out of the course feeling confident, positive, empowered, in control. Um, Even about having to pay the mortgage, it's just a means to an end, and it just shifts your perceptions of what you can control, and the way that you look at the things that you can't control, and kind of letting those things go. Um, we had lots of discussions in our group about what term we should use to describe ourselves, and nobody likes the term victim, um, but survivor is a term that's often used to relate to people who've got out of an abusive relationship. Um, and for me, there's something more than just surviving. Surviving is scraping by, just getting through something. I just about survived that. And actually, with the help of Lancashire Women, I feel like I'm more than a survivor. I'm actually thriving and flourishing, um, despite what I've been through. And that's because of their help and support in getting me understanding and increasing my confidence, challenging my thinking. So if I was giving any advice to anybody thinking about signing up for this particular course, firstly, there's a little while between you kind of your assessment telephone call and then you actually being on the course. And I would spend that time trying as much as you can to understand the situation that you're in and the abuse that you've been through, because the course is a challenge. And be prepared to have your thoughts and your feelings challenged. I was partway along my journey of leaving the relationship when I came to the course, and that was a really good place to be, and I got an awful lot of benefit out of doing the course. I increased in confidence, felt in control, and there really is light at the other side of this, and just reaching out to these amazing organisations like Lancashire Women makes such a big difference.